He needs that money.
Hundreds of pairs
That
of
money has to keep coming in if you're going to live like this.
It's not that expensive though, but
He's only 46. But he does this with everything, man. He's got $1 million watches.
I don't think he buys every pair.
You think they give them to him?
Yeah.
Putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family, and hurting my business. We're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company. I'm shopping, spending money, living life. Money made.
Joe Rogan has responded critically to the new revelations about Floyd Mayweather's bankruptcy, highlighting how excessive spending can ruin even the richest athletes. He pointed out that financial success doesn't excuse avoiding responsibilities like taxes, referencing Mayweather's IRS issues and suggesting that unchecked luxury and poor financial planning lead to collapse.
IRS, how much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to
It's
pay.
neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money. There's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell.
Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s legal move against Insider Incorporated signals a dramatic turn in his public narrative. At the heart of this defamation claim lies an article that challenges the legitimacy of a colossal $42 million real estate acquisition allegedly involving the boxing icon. The lawsuit contends that the publication deliberately distorted the facts of Mayweather's business dealings, framing him as dishonest or misleading about his wealth. The 62-building claim, if legitimate, would represent one of the largest individual real estate deals in recent memory. Yet, the article questions both the existence and financial logistics of the transaction, leaving Mayweather's credibility hanging in the balance. His legal response seems tailored to reinforce his standing not just as a sports legend, but also as a formidable entrepreneur. So,
I know you guys want to talk about real estate. Only thing I'm doing is answer the question.
That is a real estate question.
Okay, so out of 48 years, I'm 48 years old, and I've never sued a media outlet. The media outlet throughout my life has bashed me, talked bad about me, spoke bad about my family. Now, I've always been judged because how I have presented myself when I'm promoting a fight. You cannot judge me for entertaining the people when I'm promoting a fight. Judge me for the person that you know. You can't judge me if you don't know me. So that's no different from people in this room may want to do a deal with me. But if someone going out there putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family and hurting my business, we're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media.
Mayweather's rebuttal focuses on the article's perceived bias and the omission of what he calls concrete documentation. According to him, his legal team provided Insider Incorporated with ample material proving the authenticity of the real estate claims. That documentation, he argues, was intentionally sidelined in favor of a more sensational narrative. By emphasizing that this is his first such lawsuit against the media, Mayweather aims to highlight the seriousness of the matter. His insistence on defending his name suggests a broader strategy, positioning himself as a responsible businessman targeted by irresponsible journalism.
My reputation, and I'm not gonna let anyone go out there and smear my name and talk bad about me, talk bad about my family, or talk bad about my company.
All right, one more toughie. So
Nothing is tough.
no, okay.
After being in the sport of boxing, dealing with the sport of boxing, there's nothing that's tough.
Fair. So that article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded
Well,
yet.
everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
Right.
Okay, so I think we'll end with this one. When I spoke to you all last week, you were riding around Miami. You were looking to buy even more.
Yes.
Have you bought anything in the week since we last spoke?
I don't know. I was out in Miami for a while. We were looking at a few properties. I'm pretty sure for the end of the year,
A. Smith's commentary adds fuel to an already blazing controversy. He underscores the lack of transparency surrounding Mayweather's business operations, suggesting that public perception doesn't always match reality. While Smith doesn't outright discredit Mayweather's lawsuit, he hints that layers of complexity lie behind the flashy headlines and massive dollar signs. His skepticism stems from how often Mayweather's business ventures seem driven by optics rather than fundamentals. The implication here is that while Mayweather may present himself as a business mogul, the underpinnings of those ventures might not withstand close scrutiny.
The amount of examples where I saw people getting laid off, and then I see somebody come up right behind and get some contract. Business does business. You never know what's behind the goal of a business per se. What you do know is the work that you put in. If you're smart enough, what value comes with that work. And then at the same time, you also pride yourself in being very, very reasonable. I haven't, and I'm not going to talk about my contract negotiations with ESPN. They are ongoing. I think the talks have been very pleasant. I think we're making progress. We'll see what happens. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I've got decisions to make because I got
50 Cent's remarks hit hard, drawing attention to the missing evidence behind the real estate claim. Rather than focus on defending his financial credibility with detailed contracts or bank documentation, Mayweather is leaning into legal threats. This strategy invites scrutiny. To critics like 50 Cent, the lawsuit is more of a smokescreen than a legitimate grievance. It's framed as a power move meant to intimidate dissenters rather than establish truth. And in a culture already skeptical of celebrity wealth narratives, these doubts resonate with an audience increasingly wary of what lies behind glamorous facades. Mayweather's demeanor in interviews has often leaned toward nonchalance, but in moments of financial inquiry, that attitude shifts from confidence to ambiguity. His reluctance to offer hard numbers or specifics when confronted with bankruptcy rumors does little to extinguish the fire. Instead of clarifying the situation, he opens the door to further speculation. Public figures often rely on perception to maintain power, and when those perceptions begin to crack, the absence of transparency accelerates the unraveling.
In the description where y'all can watch that in full, and as we have already seen, 50 Cent has been very involved in critiquing, taking shots at Floyd Mayweather, and when this came across his desk, he did nothing other than that. If that's the case, it's going nowhere because you didn't do the deal, champ. He must have named the writer separately to make him have to pay his own legal team. The champ is mad, and 50 most definitely promoted his brands and everything with that because 50 Cent has came into question about this deal that Floyd Mayweather has struck, showed his real estate businesses, and people started diving into it. Floyd Mayweather has been defending it, but I just realized he put this $100 million lawsuit in against Business Insider, saying that they have been going at him for a long time now, coming at his family, coming at his team, and saying these derogatory things and defaming him, so he won $100 million. The suit lost in the Southern District of New York names Insider Inc. and reporter Daniel Geiger as defendants. It is centered around reporting by Geiger about real estate deals Mayweather Jr. publicly discussed, including an agreement to buy a 62-building Manhattan apartment portfolio. Geiger reported in late March that there is no evidence that there has been a sale. According to the lawsuit, Geiger embarked on a campaign of harassment and defamation categorized by aggressive and misleading journalism that not only distorts the truth, but seems driven by a deep-seated bias against Mr. Mayweather's success. It claims that Geiger refused to review documentation proving the deals in question happened and suggests that there's a racial component to the reporter's work.
Mayweather's statements about having no tax liabilities stand in direct conflict with formal IRS action. Tax evasion or unpaid balances are serious allegations, particularly for a figure who prides himself on financial dominance. The contradiction here strikes at the heart of his personal brand, that of the untouchable mogul. If even the taxman is chasing him, the myth of perfect financial control begins to crack. Legal filings from the IRS not only add weight to critics' concerns, but may also pave the way for more aggressive investigations into his overall financial health. The dissonance between Mayweather's public confidence and the tangible outcomes of his investments is striking. Real estate is often cited as a path to generational wealth, but the details of Floyd's supposed $400 million portfolio remain elusive. His proclamations serve to inspire admiration, but they don't always line up with verifiable facts. This growing disconnect raises questions about whether his empire is built on solid financial principles or merely a curated illusion meant to protect the image he spent years crafting.
The article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded
Well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
That last statement was a fact. If that's bankrupt, I'm sure a lot of people want to live like that. I'd sell a few of them planes, especially if I was going bankrupt. But yeah, it wouldn't be a bad lifestyle to have. Now, Floyd Mayweather isn't the most articulate person. He does not articulate himself the best. This has been well known throughout his career. He is a prize fighter. He is a master promoter. He is a great business person. Put him behind a microphone or have him articulate himself, he's not the best at it. So if you listen to that and y'all tell me if y'all got the same vibe I did or if y'all think that I'm tripping, it sounds like he's running around a lot of shit. And it's like, all right, bro, yeah, you might be going bankrupt. But let's understand something real quick. If one of Floyd Mayweather's businesses, or if his business is going bankrupt, that does not mean that Floyd Mayweather himself is broke. That means that his business may be struggling. Oh yeah, his business may be struggling, and you can file for bankruptcy. I think it's 13 or 9, chapter 13 to chapter.
Social media has become a battleground for narratives. And in Mayweather's case, the lines between reality and PR spin are becoming increasingly blurry. The lawsuit may be intended to quiet detractors, but it has also opened the floodgates for more analysis and debate. Fans are not only questioning the authenticity of his wealth, but also the motivations behind the lawsuit itself. Rather than clarifying his position, the legal action seems to deepen the mystery.
It's Money May, Aaron Mayweather 2. Go Money Green on him. Change it up. Change it up. Change it up. That's what we do. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's what we did. I need everybody, all the fighters all around the world. MMA, boxers, follow this man right here. We getting the job done. Money May, and y'all know the rest.
In the ring, Floyd Mayweather's undefeated record and defensive brilliance have cemented his place among boxing's greats. However, outside the sport, his recent behavior has stirred controversy. His bold claim of owning over $400 million worth of real estate was swiftly debunked when public records failed to support the statement. This revelation has not only sparked disbelief, but also disappointment among his supporters. Many now question whether Mayweather is more focused on maintaining an image of grandeur than on being transparent about his actual achievements.
Floyd Mayweather files a $100 million lawsuit against Business Insider over real estate deal report. Damn, that's an expensive lawsuit. The lawsuit comes after a report by Business Insider journalist Daniel Geiger claimed that the 62-building Manhattan real estate portfolio that Mayweather announced he acquired never actually occurred. Geiger's report stated there was no evidence a sale was made. Mayweather's lawsuit claimed that Geiger refused to review documents of the deal, and it was an attempt by Geiger to publicly humiliate Mayweather. They embarked on a campaign of harassment and defamation characterized by aggressive and misleading journalism that not only distorts the truth but seems driven by a deep-seated bias against Mr. Mayweather's success. Floyd Mayweather. No, damn well he did not write that. And why would he? You know, he's talking about himself in third person. That's so cringe. Business Insider has provided a statement to Front Office Sports saying, "We will vigorously defend against this meritless attempt to discredit our reporting and smear our reporter." So they aren't backing down at all.
There was a time when Mayweather's financial dominance was as impressive as his boxing career. He earned over $1 billion through major pay-per-view bouts and high-profile sponsorships. Yet, instead of securing his fortune through smart investments, his wealth was funneled into extreme luxuries. From fleets of exotic cars to custom private jets, his lifestyle became a constant showcase of extravagance. Unfortunately, this relentless pursuit of flash appears to have come at the cost of financial security. Now, signs of instability are surfacing, raising concerns that his fortune may not be as solid as once believed. Mayweather's financial path seems eerily similar to that of former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson, who lost his fortune to unchecked spending and unwise decisions. Tyson's lavish habits became infamous, and Floyd appears to be treading down the same road. Despite different personalities, both athletes used wealth as a public statement, but beneath the glamour, financial cracks are visible. Mayweather's frequent flaunting of luxury items mirrors Tyson's past, suggesting he may be repeating the same mistakes that once brought another legend to bankruptcy.
For some odd reason, at the beginning of the year, Floyd Mayweather decided to tell us all that he bought a bunch of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Everybody has found out that that wasn't true. Apparently, it's not that hard to figure out who owns property. This is not an indictment on Floyd Mayweather as a boxer. He is one of the best boxers we've ever seen. Anybody who is privy to Floyd Mayweather's antics outside of the ring knows Floyd ain't bought no goddamn apartment buildings in no Upper Manhattan, bro. We knew that when he told us. I'm not sure who Floyd Mayweather thought he was fooling. Nothing about Floyd Mayweather outside of a boxing ring says savvy. I'm sorry. This is the same Floyd Mayweather that 50 Cent told he would donate $50,000 to the charity of his choice to read Harry Potter. He bought $400 million worth of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Come on, Floyd. The people who was living in apartment buildings, the second they heard that Floyd Mayweather bought their building, they was on the phone with property management like, what's really? I will pay $10,000 a month, but I won't pay $10,000 a month to a nigga. Floyd, you can't just do that with Upper Manhattan apartment buildings, bro. Tell lies like that about the projects, man. You gotta do that to the hood, man. Ain't nobody going for that shit in Upper Manhattan, Floyd. You should have knew better than that, my boy. But then again, you are Floyd Mayweather. Oh, man. Anybody with common sense knew that Floyd was in trouble when he started.
Concerns about Floyd's judgment are not just coming from critics, but from within his own family. Jeff Mayweather, a respected trainer and close relative, has openly expressed confusion over Floyd's unpredictable financial moves. His impulsive investments, particularly in high-risk real estate ventures, suggest a lack of clear planning. Rather than relying on sound advice, Floyd seems to be navigating complex markets on ego alone. This reckless approach raises valid questions about how much of his wealth is genuine and how much is an illusion. At one point, Floyd's fame was fueled more by his wealth and extravagant lifestyle than his boxing skills. Massive paydays and constant bragging kept him in the spotlight. But now, as signs of financial decline emerge, the illusion is fading and people are finally seeing through the show.
about the Miss Jackson situation. We seen Marcos Maidana looking focused, more so focused on his baby and everything. So those are a lot of the minor takeaways. But my major takeaway from this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, is I was quickly hit with a emotion of nostalgia. You know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada, 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 it just kind of reminded me. There was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality. You know what I mean? We've seen this before. So the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off well, so flamboyant with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses they invest in. There's something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement or after the fight game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man, I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you view Floyd Money.
All right, everyone. Stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Knockout today and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.